My name is Brad St. Onge, and you're listening to the Passive Investor Show.
The views and opinions provided on this show are for informational purposes only and should not be misinterpreted as an offer to buy or sell any securities or to make or consider any investment or course of action. For more information, please go to passiveinvestorshow.com. Hey PI listeners, this is John Fortes. I'm making it a point to speak to as many investors as possible. My goal is to position myself to be a blessing to my network through conversation. How could one be a blessing through conversation? The easy answer is by listening. A simple conversation can open many opportunities and doors. I always ask myself this: what do I have to lose by having one more conversation? Going back to high school, I've connected friends and family in my network to one another, even if it didn't benefit me. And I continue those same principles and practices. Why? Because it's the right thing to do. If I can't help you, I probably know someone or something that can probably solve your problem. I'd love for you to become a part of that network. Go to www.johnfortes.com, create your investor profile, and schedule a call. How can I best serve you through conversation? In the words of Clarence the Angel from It's a Wonderful Life, no man is a failure who has friends.
And now, the Passive Investor Show. Here's your host, John Fortes.
Welcome, PI listeners, to the Passive Investor Show. I'm the Passive Investor Consultant, John Fortes, your host of the only ranked podcast for passive investors in multifamily syndications and real estate funds. Our goal and purpose of this show is to be a resource to investors and help them master their passive investments by beating inflation 1% at a time.
We interrupt this broadcast to bring you this special message.
Hey everyone, if you manage your own rental properties, aren't you looking for a more sufficient way to streamline your to-do list and make the leasing process easier? Apartments.com lets you list your units, screen and receive applications, create leases, collect rent, and track maintenance and expenses, all on the #1 rental network for free. That's right, for free. Apartments.com isn't just for apartments. 29 million monthly visitors visit the site for all types of listings, like single-family homes, duplexes, condos, and townhomes. Renters view these specific listings over 100 million times per month. This valuable exposure and a robust suite of resources are available to you as a landlord for free. And it's all online, so you can access this information anywhere at any time. If you're ready to find the perfect tenant, get started today by listing your units on the #1 rental network. Go to apartments.com/John Fortes. That's apartments.com/John Fortes. Why not take advantage of the free tools right at our fingertips? Go to apartments.com/John Fortes. It's free. Just in case you didn't get enough of Brad St. Onge, we brought him back for our infamous Quick Hitter Investor 101 series. If you really want to dive into what Brad just shared about InvestNext and his personal journey, refer back to the previous episode. It's great to have you back on the show, Brad. Thank you for your time, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Now, we just have time for just one question. And what are the benefits of having an investor portal versus tracking on a spreadsheet?
There's a couple things, and I've found this out from firsthand because I used to use spreadsheets and track everything before Investor Portal. But one of my buddies that I worked with, who was a part of acquisitions when I was doing capital raising, he didn't do much capital raising, started his own, which is awesome because he got us, and he's been using us for maybe 4 months now. And the one thing that he's kind of old school. He's from Louisiana. He always wanted to write checks, send checks out. He wanted to send real nice checks, send all the stuff, have a letter, and send it out to all his investors. And like, perfect, awesome, like cool idea. And I think he got sick of that real quick and found out that investors like don't want checks. So if you get a check in the mail, you've essentially if I get a check in the mail, you've essentially created a job for me, because now I have to go to the bank and cash that, or on my phone, which isn't that difficult, but it's still a job that you've created for me to cash that check. So it's streamlined that. He's now moving into, or he's not doing it anymore. He's starting to use ACH to the system, wherever. But he said the one thing it really did for him was create professionalism. So he had these investors that he still had on a spreadsheet. He was waiting to do this. He's created blog post content and all that stuff. So he has a pretty good market. But then they had no place to showcase. So having the portal just created more professionalism for him. And that was one thing I was like, all right, that's really cool to hear, especially from one of my buddies that I knew was old school and that maybe wasn't the route he was going, but he's like, all right, this is really cool. And then another thing is that transparency. So now your investors can log in, they can see it. It's always like see it, touch it, feel it. Can I see it, touch it, feel it? They can see their investment, they can see the distributions, and they can feel all warm and fuzzy that it's not just, I don't have to contact John and say, how much money do I have invested with you? I can actually log in and say, all right, I've got $100,000. He's paid me back 15,000 of that. Like, what does that breakdown look like? And I can look at it and say, all right, still owes me, 85,000 for that. And then eventually I got a pref or whatever it may be. But I think those two things, like professionalism, and then the transparency for your investors is huge for Investor Portal. So.
Nah, man, thank you for sharing that. Thank you for breaking that down. Man, we really appreciate that. How do we stay in touch with you?
Yeah, you can email me, brad@investnext.com. If you want to schedule a demo with us, you can always go to investnext.com. There's a little demo button. Or you can hit me up on LinkedIn, Brad St. Onge on LinkedIn.
Brad, thank you for stopping by. We really enjoyed the conversation, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Don't forget to download your free copy of the investment tracker. It allows you to track up to 5 investments, compare sponsors, markets, and most importantly, projected versus actual returns. To get your copy, go to www.projectedreturns.com. PI listeners, thank you for listening. As always, we hope this was the best resource for your investment strategy, but also the best use of your time. Remember, if this episode helps you, you can help us by leaving a review on iTunes. I hope you feel compelled enough to share it with someone you think this would resonate with as well. As much as it pains us to leave you, but you know what time it is. Time to go put this into practice. Till the next time we meet, happy investing. PI listeners, I'm grateful for your time and I appreciate you for listening. It would mean the world to me if you went to iTunes and left a rating and written review. Let me know how you feel about the show. It really makes a big difference with getting the podcast out there. Don't forget about our Facebook group, where all of our guests are members of. I'll be there to answer any of your questions, or even questions you might have for future guests. Subscribe so you can get the latest episodes and our fan favorite quick hitters. Finally, I want to keep you updated, so head over to johnfortes.com and sign up for the newsletter. If you're interested in partnering with me, sign up on the contact page so you can talk to me directly. I look forward to connecting with you. Happy investing.